You're getting a live look into Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona. It's the 24th annual Men's Senior Baseball League. The Fresno Dodgers and the Philadelphia Stars coming up next. It opened in 2009, and it's one of many brand new spring training facilities here in the Valley of the Sun. And this facility houses two Major League Baseball teams in the spring, the Cincinnati Reds, baseball's oldest franchise, and the Cleveland Indians. So we welcome you inside Goodyear Ballpark and the 24th annual Men's Senior Baseball League as the undefeated Fresno Dodgers 2-0 coming in will be playing the Philadelphia Stars, and they come in with a record of 1-1. I'm Jeff Lowry with APN Sports, taking a look at some of the stars here for the Dodgers. Of course, both these teams, the Stars and the Dodgers, have played the same two teams, the Oregon Outlaws, the Twins, out of the Redwood Empire Baseball League. And even though the Dodgers 2-0, two close games, they got outstanding pitching from Chad Sowers and Victor Mercado through those first two games. And here today they'll be sending out Eloy Santos, who must try to answer the bell, as love is in the air for the Dodgers. Talk about this year's team real briefly.
Well, this year's team is by and large our league championship team from the 2011 season back in Fresno. We brought, unfortunately, we were only able to get 12 guys to come out this year, but most of them played with us during the regular season. We ended up going 20-1 and winning our league championship. So we got a good group of guys with us. Managed to pick up a couple guys from some other teams in our league that are helping us out tremendously so far this year out here. And we got a real good, even though we've only got 12 of them, we've got a real good group of guys. So tonight we've got Eloy Santos taking the mound for us, one of our solid, dependable starters all year long during the regular season. Coming in, the gauntlet's been thrown down for him. I've had two fantastic pitching performances in our first two games. Both Vic Mercado and Chad Sowers pitched fantastic. So Eloy's got his work cut out for him tonight to match up with what those two guys have done. But I think he'll be up for the task, and looking forward to having him on the mound for us.
What's this experience like for you to come out and be in the MSBL and the World Series and playing in a facility like this?
Oh, this is special. You know, it's a challenge getting enough guys to be able to come over with, you know, home responsibilities and job responsibilities. But when they get over here and they see these facilities that we're playing on, and the camaraderie that we build just hanging out with each other, it's really a special experience. And it's what's really fun and I enjoy a lot is some of the guys that we brought over for the first time that we have told about what this would be like and given them an idea of what to expect. But when they get over here and see it firsthand, it's an eye-opener, and they're like, wow, we can't believe we haven't done this before, and we can't wait to get back here again next year. So it's a real special experience for the group of guys that we've got, and let's face it, lets us all be kids again for a few days, which is a lot of fun.
Comments from the manager, Mike Kutzman. We'll be back with all the exciting play-by-play action. It's the Dodgers and Stars coming up next on APN Sports. Well, the Philadelphia Stars coming out onto the field and heading back to the dugout, getting set for the first pitch of this contest. Led by Saul Ray. It's a talented team. Got some good hitting. Hoping to get a good pitching performance here today, and they're going to be going up against the Dodgers, who has to be considered one of the favorites in this 25 Woods Central League here in the 2011 MSBL World Series. The two managers meeting at home plate to talk things over, ground rules, and exchange lineups. And we're ready to go. The Stars represent the home team. As you get a look at their starting pitcher, number 34. Don Knutson. So we're ready to go. The Dodgers will send up Joey Rodriguez. In the game's first pitch is fouled back and out of play. Rodriguez aggressive coming out, and this game is underway. Rodriguez a .538 on-base percentage by way of a .438 batting average. But played just 12 games, 12 of what looks to be an 18-game schedule this year for the Dodgers, who lost just 3 games. Actually, the Dodgers played 20 games this year. They were 17-3. Pretty good fastball by number 34, Don Knutson, who throws 7 different pitches. He's got a wide array of pitches to offer the Dodgers here today. Here's a ball lifted in the air, infield, foul territory. The third baseman is over, and he's got it for out number 1. So Eric Geis making the play down there at the hot corner, 1 up and 1 down. And the batter is going to be Matt Railton, who unquestionably, probably the team most valuable player this year. 412 hitter, but he led the team not only in runs but RBIs. He led the team in doubles and was just a vital part of this ball club. Drove in an awful lot of runs in just 68 at-bats. Takes a strike. Top of the first inning, we are scoreless. Rodriguez, Railton, and Soares, the left fielder, and one of the pitchers to start the first 2 games here for the Fresno Dodgers. He kind of comes down 3/4 or maybe even sidearm on that one, and a chopper to first and a fine defensive play going 3-1. Chuck Lowell patrolling down there at first base for the Stars, and there's 2 down. Now you got the power hitting Chad Soares. Chad led the team with 4 home runs, drove in 15 runs this year, better than an RBI per game, and the first pitch is low for ball 1. Chad, 4 home runs, 5 doubles, 1 triple, and 34 at-bats. Also hit .471, and he takes a strike on a borderline pitch. And the count is even at a ball and a strike here in the top of the first inning. Dodgers first time up. No score, top of the first. Right-hander kicks and he deals. And it's out of play to the right side as Chad stays alive. Chad had some pretty prolific slugging percentage totals. His OPS, 1,600. And his slugging percentage, just a little over 1,000. Swing and a miss. Big slurve got him, and the inning is over. A 3-up, 3-down inning for the Philadelphia starting pitcher. After a half an inning of play, it is the Dodgers nothing, and the Stars coming up. Of course, the Stars out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So you get a look at right-hander Eloy Santos. Santos 3-0 this year. Appeared in 27 innings. That was second on the team. And gave up 36 hits. He had a save. He was 3-0 in 21 21 games, 7 games. And he'll be going up against Steve McDermott. And he drops one in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. So Fresno fails to score in the top of the first inning, and now Philadelphia bats here in the bottom of the first. The windup and the pitch. Good fastball, just blew it by him, and it's 0-2. Ferguson to follow. He'll be followed by Baker to Camp, and then if they get to the 4th spot, Eric Geis. 2-strike pitch. Breaking ball, and that hit him right on the left wrist, and he will head down to first base in pain, and the first base runner of the contest belongs to the home team, the Philadelphia Stars. So a runner at first with nobody out, and the batter is going to be Baron Ferguson. First pitch, felt like he called it a strike. And to be quite honest, I'm not sure if he did call it a strike. That one is outside for a ball. I'm assuming it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Ferguson, an outstanding hitter in that second position because he handles the bat so well. That's what you need out of that second place hitter, is a quick thrower to first, chases McDermott back to the bag. Santos on the mound and delivering, and it's low for a ball. See if the umpire throws up the count here. Well, it is either 2-1 or 3-0. Runner goes. That's a strike called. And the throw off the glove of the second baseman. And I think Steve McDermott really hurt that left arm where he got hit. And actually now he's looking at his right hand. He might have got spiked there by the second baseman of the Fresno Dodgers. The next pitch is out of play, and it's either 2-2 or 3-2. Ready with the next offering. And a fly ball to right field. It is going to stay in play, and the catch is going to be made by Chad out there in right field. So a nice play for the first out, and good base running by Steve McDermott, the Philadelphia leadoff hitter, as he heads down to third. So with a runner at third and one out, the batter is going to be Baker DeCamp, the center fielder. Fastball catches the inside corner, a strike. It's 0-1. Bottom half of the first inning, Fresno failed to score, going down 1-2-3 against Don Knutson, and now Eloy Santos trying to keep this offense at bay. A quick throw down to third, and that ball is going to be thrown out into left field, and scoring easily is Steve McDermott, and Philadelphia draws first blood and leads it 1-0. That'll be an error on the catcher. So now nobody on with one out. Outside a ball. Baker DeCamp, the fine, fleet-footed center fielder for the Philadelphia Stars. Swing and a miss, and he struck him out, and that's only 2 down. So the batter's going to be cleanup hitter and third baseman Eric Geis. Jim Bullion on deck. Nobody on with 2 out, and the first pitch to the cleanup hitter is swung on and missed. We have just been giving breaking news here at APN Sports. Breaking news from the Middle East on this October 20th, 2011, and we'll give you that news here momentarily as Eloy Santos dealing to the right-handed hitting power hitter Eric Geis. Jim Bullion on deck. And a looper out into right field and down the line, and it's just out of play. APN Sports has just been told that Muammar Gaddafi has been killed on this October 20th, 2011. Reports are in, but they're sketchy. We'll try to have more for you a little bit later in the game. But Gaddafi is dead, and this inning is over. And after 1 inning of play, Philadelphia leads the Dodgers 1-0. Getting a wide shot of Goodyear Ballpark as we head down the top half of the second inning. The Philadelphia Stars head back to the field on defense. And the first pitch to third baseman Ricky Torres is under the knees for ball 1. Torres, the cleanup hitter for the Dodgers here today, quickly ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Mercado and Cherry to follow. Mike Koonsmith, the manager of the Fresno Dodgers. Matt Giunta for the Philadelphia Stars. 3 balls, no strikes to Ricky Torres, the cleanup hitter and third baseman for the Dodgers. Favorite team growing up was the San Francisco Giants. Will Clark was his favorite player. He's an insurance examiner for the state of California. Takes a pretty good fastball inner half. Second year in the MSBL for Ricky Torres, a 28-year-old out of Fresno. The pitch, and that's low and inside, ball 4. So the Dodgers have their first runner aboard here in the bottom half of the top half of the second inning, I should say, and the batter is going to be Victor Mercado. Grounds one up the middle. The dive by the shortstop and the fielder's choice at second base. What a defensive play. Well, a sensational play by Steve McDermott, who got injured on a play out there when he was running the bases, gets the fielder's choice. And now Kurt Cherry. So Victor retired quickly, and here's a ground ball foul, running the count on Cherry at 0-1. 37-year-old out of Sanger, California. This is his 5th year in the MSBL. The 0-1 is low, and it's 1-1. Brandon Rhodes on deck for Fresno. It's the Fresno Dodgers and the Philadelphia Stars coming to you from Goodyear Ballpark. We're in the top of the second, and the Stars drew first blood in that bottom half of the first frame and lead it 1-0. The 1-1 pitch to the right-handed hitter. And he fouls one back. A little tardy on an inside fastball, 1-2. Jerry hit .320 this year, no home runs, 14 runs batted in 14 games. Was very productive. Takes way outside, had 4 doubles, no triples, no homers. He's got to make contact to be successful. He struck out 12 times this year in 14 ball games. 2 balls, 2 strikes with Brandon Rhodes on deck. And then, of course, they got Rhodes in the AB position. Gledhill to follow after that, and that's ball 4. So a pair of walks here in the second inning that put runners at first and second for the Dodgers, and the batter is going to be Brandon Rhodes. Of course, the Dodgers coming to Arizona, only 12 players. Rhodes hit .406 this year, and he takes a strike. 13 hits and 32 at-bats. Scored 7 runs, produced 10 runs in those 9 games that he appeared in, and swings and misses at some high cheese. Fresno threatening with runners at first and second, 1 out. They trail 1-0 here in the top of the second. And this one is out of play. Ready with the next offering. Swing and a miss. He really pulled the trigger that time. Pulled the string, excuse me. Pulled the string on that one. Well, let's see. I think I got a change in our lineup here. It looks like Jose Gonzalez will bat. So apparently they're not doing an AB here, even though the lineup I got said it was. But nonetheless, the batter is Jose Gonzalez. And he lines one out into left center field, a base hit. Here comes the runner around third, and Victor's going to score. And we are tied here in the top of the second. Gonzalez comes through with a big RBI hit. Scoring is Mercado, and it's 1-1. I have to fix my score sheet here as Jim Gledhill comes up. Had a chance to talk to Jim at length prior to the tournament. Loves the game of baseball and was really looking forward to tonight's game. He takes a first pitch, ball 1. Of course, Jim, an outfielder by trade. Drove in 9, scored 12 this year in 17 ball games and was a .351 hitter. Boy, a sneaky fast fastball there. Jim batting for the first time. Levels the bat a couple of times. He's got a runner at second, a runner at first with 2 out. And the ball skips away from the catcher. He's going to throw it down to third. And a good job by Geis keeping the ball right in front of him. And that's going to be a stolen base, a double steal. So Gonzalez at second base. Kurt Cherry is at third, unless they courtesy ran for him. I didn't catch that. And now Jim with a chance to do some damage here. The pitch. A chopper foul. Everybody up on that Philadelphia Stars bench. On a beautiful night for baseball, we're in the top of the second, 1-1 tie, but the go-ahead run is at third. An insurance run at second. The pitch way inside. Jim getting a kick out of that last pitch. Did a good job of getting out of the way of that pitch. Jim, 46 years young, appearing in his 12th year in the MSBL. His first year of baseball, you got to go all the way back to 1974. Here's the next delivery, and he grounds one up the middle. That's going to find center field. One run will score. The Dodgers take the lead. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's going to be cut off. And Jim comes through, a couple of clutch, 2-out RBI singles. And the Dodgers lead it 2-1. As Kurt Cherry scores from third, and they are on the corners for the left-handed hitting manager of the Dodgers, Mike Kutzman. Kutzman's favorite baseball movie, he says, is Field of Dreams. And he takes low for a ball. There goes the runner, and Jim's going to be in, sliding safely. So that is the third stolen base of the inning and of the day here for the Dodgers. So now they got two ducks on the pond, second and third, with 2 out here in the top of the second inning, and the pitch is swung on and lifted in the air to left field. A long ways to go, and he drops the ball. 2 runs are going to score. They throw home. It's not in time. And Mike is going to be in safe sliding at second. Kutzman with a 2-run double as they rule it up on the scoreboard here. And the score now, Dodgers 4 and the Stars 1. That's a ball that should have been caught, and I think a very gracious ruling by the official score here, which happens to be me. And since the guy who hit that ball paid me for this game, I give him the benefit of the doubt, though I'm second-guessing myself the whole time. So we go back to the top of the lineup. Here's Joey Rodriguez. You got to have a little fun. You got to have a lot of fun with this. 4-1 is the score. Fresno with the lead. I'm cracking myself up. There's a swing and a miss. Rodriguez, he's the kind of guy you want at the top of the lineup. Scored 14 times this year in just 12 ball games. In chemistry, they call this guy the catalyst. That's what they call him here with the Fresno Dodgers. So a 4-run top of the second, Fresno leads at 4-1. 2 out. Runner at second base. This has been a long inning. Pretty good eye there. Knutsen's made some quality pitches throughout the first 2 frames, but he's on the wrong side of a 4-1 ledger. And now 2 strikes on Joey Rodriguez, the Dodger leadoff hitter. And here is a roller on an excuse-me swing, and no one covering the bag. And Knutsen outraces Rodriguez to the bag, and the inning is over. A tough, tough inning for the Philadelphia Stars. They give up 4 runs from Goodyear Ballpark. The Dodgers lead the Stars 4-1. Trying to keep their starting pitcher loose over there as he comes off the field. You look at some of the Dodgers on defense. Kurt Cherry, number 12. I think number 11. That's Brandon Rhodes, the second baseman. I think Kurt Cherry is the one that was kissing on that nice-looking lady down the first base line as this ball is grounded down to third, and the throw on in time, out number 1. Fine defensive play by the third baseman, Ricky Torres. So Ballion is retired, 5-3. 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. And now you got the always dangerous Chuck Lowell, who takes ball 1. Fresno with a 4-run second leads Philadelphia 4-1 on the day or the night that we find out that Gaddafi has been killed. Line smash and a leaping catch. And there's 2 down. A fine play there by Railton. DeWitt Brown will bat with 2 out here for Philadelphia. He takes a strike. Good-looking pitch that time by Eloy Santos in his second inning of work. Oh, and 2 is the count. Pitch. Chopper foul at the plate. Count holds it. No balls and 2 strikes. Ready with the next offering. And a chopper over the mound. The second baseman, Rhodes, quick throwing, got him, and the inning is over. Well, we saw 3 fine plays, none better than that last one to wrap things up as we head to the third. A 4-1 lead for the Dodgers. Getting a wide shot of Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona, the winter home of the Indians and the Cincinnati Reds. Top half of the third inning, Fresno. And a first pitch pop-up into foul territory, and the catcher bobbled it, and they're going to say that is a no catch. So new life for Matt Railton. The shortstop, Suarez and Torres to follow. 2, 3, and 4, but Matt probably their top hitter. A broken bat, line drive that took a funny hop on the shortstop and goes out into left field, a base hit. We're in the 25 and over Woods Central Division of the Men's Senior Baseball League World Series. Chad, a strikeout victim back in the first. He'd like to get a little redemption here. Dodgers were held scoreless, fell behind 1-0 after 1 inning of play, but then put up 4 in the second and lead at 4-1. And this one scoots away from the catcher, and that's going to allow Railton down to second. Pass ball is going to be the ruling. Dog day here at Goodyear Ballpark. Here's a pop-up, foul territory, and over towards the railing, and making the catch is Chuck Lowell. How about that? So a fine catch over there. You can put a star next to that one. 1 out. Here's Ricky Torres, who walked his first time up. Torres, a .500 hitter during the course of the regular season. In 12 games, he produced 21 runs, drove in 10, and scored 11. And a great job by the Philadelphia catcher keeping that ball in front of him. So Mark Duffy behind the plate for Philadelphia. And he had to make another great play, but the runner's going this time, and he throws it away. And that's going to allow a run to score as Matt comes in on the throwing error by the catcher, Mark Duffy, and it's 5-1 Dodgers here in the top of the third. 1 out, nobody on, and the pitch to Torres as he squares the bunt and takes a strike. Torres had 4 doubles, did not homer this year. And in 40 at-bats, encompassing 45 plate appearances, he struck out only 2 times. He did not like that pitch, and I would imagine that a guy that struck out once every 22 times up would have a pretty good eye and a pretty good idea of what the strike zone is, and he didn't like that last call. And now he's a pitch away from drawing his second consecutive walk. The pitch. And a pop-up in the shallow center field. This is a long run and a nice sliding catch to one knee. Baker to camp, 2 down. Vic Mercado will try to extend the top of the 3rd inning, which has been successful so far as Fresno puts up another run and leads it 5-1 here. First pitch way outside, ball 1. Just a beautiful night. Temperatures down in the 70s. I don't think you could ask for weather any nicer than this, really. It was a little warm here in this first week of the tournament. The first day, which was Monday, we saw temperatures in some parts of the valley at 100, though we had a 10 o'clock game actually right here at Goodyear. And I think when I left at 1:15, 2 o'clock in that area, I think the temperature in my car said 98. So I don't know if we reached 100, but that's strike 3 called. Well, no, that's not. It looked like that was a strike 3 call there by the umpire. He threw me for a loop. But not as bad today. We're expecting temperatures in the low 90s for the next few days. That wasn't a bad-looking pitch. From the right-hander Don Knutson, who has 7 different pitches, a lot of junk, tops out somewhere in the 80-mile-per-hour range, maybe low 80s. He's dealing. And a swing and a miss, and this time it is a strikeout, and the inning is over. A run comes across on 1 hit. It's an unearned run. And after 2.5 innings of play, 5-1 Fresno. Philadelphia going back to work here in the home half of the 3rd inning, and Chris Diener will start things off. Big, strong left-hander swings and fouls one back to the screen and out of play, 0-1. Saul Ray will bat next, and then back to the top of the Philadelphia lineup, and Steve McDermott. Here's a pop-up down the left field line and out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. 5-1 Fresno lead here, bottom half of the 3rd in the 0-2 pitch. Just getting a piece of it and staying alive as the count holds in no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander sights a sign. He kicks and he fires. Fastball up and in, 1-2. And the count is now even at 2 balls, 2 strikes as Eloy Santos missed with a high fastball. And a swing and a miss and a strikeout, the 2nd of the night for Eloy Santos. 1 down here in the 3rd. And the batter's going to be Saul Ray. Ray, an outstanding hitter. Takes the first pitch, a strike out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Slightly open stance, hands close to the body. You might think that he's got a compact swing. He's fallen behind, no balls, 2 strikes on Santos. And here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball high. Both pitchers here tonight, good velocity on their fastball. Dodgers came in with a team ERA of 4.12. Chopper foul. Good job by Saul Ray staying alive here for the Philadelphia Stars. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitter. Steve McDermott, their leadoff hitter, on deck. And a ball hit off the trademark to the second baseman who cannot make a play. And Saul is aboard. He'll reach on the error. Matt Giunta, the manager of the Philadelphia Stars, will bat. Quick thrower to first. The runner is back quickly. Brett Mandel, courtesy running over there at first base. Matt, first time up, 10th hitter in the lineup, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. So here in the bottom half of the third inning, Fresno with a 5-1 lead, a runner at first on the error by the second baseman, 1 out. Eloy Santos in his third inning of work has struck out 2, and he just blew that one right by the manager of the Philadelphia Stars. Ready with the next pitch. Swing and a miss. And strikeout number 3. 2 down. We go back to the top of the Philadelphia starting lineup and Steve McDermott. And he come right back with a good blazing fastball. That may have been a 4-seam fastball, and it's 0-1. McDermott has scored the only run of the day for the Philadelphia Stars. He got hit by a pitch back in the bottom half of the first inning, stole second, and scored on the throwing error by the Dodger catcher. He squares the bunt. Here's a quick throw down to first, and the runner's back, feet first safe. Yeah, that might be a future Fresno Dodger. The 1-1 pitch. He's going. The pitch is taken for a ball. The throw to second. They got him. And the side is retired. An outstanding throw by the catcher, Joey Rodriguez. And at the end of 3 innings of play, it's Fresno 5 and Philadelphia 1. You got a good close-up look at the Dodgers coming off the field as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Kurt Cherry, a walk, a stolen base, and a run scored back in the second. And he's down 0-1. Kurt Cherry out of Sanger, California, in his 5th year in the MSBL. And is quickly down, no balls and 2 strikes, enjoys playing golf. He's in the warehouse business. His favorite player as a kid was Ricky Henderson. He says he just simply loves the game. That's why he plays it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Having a good time? Well, it's always a good time when you're up 4 runs. Here's the pitch, and that one got him. So on a 1-2 pitch, Kurt Cherry draws the hit batsman, and he heads down to first base. That is the 3rd inning in a row that the Dodgers have had the leadoff hitter aboard. Now Flores, whose first pitch popping it up, and the pitcher Knutson's got it, and that's the first out. No. So Gonzalez, who batted in this position last time, and this is the 7 position, had a 2-out RBI single. And he's 1 for 1 with a run scored. And he takes a fastball inside. Gonzalez, we mentioned 28 years young, out of Fresno, California. His favorite player as a kid was Jose Canseco off that 89 Oakland A's team, which was his favorite team. And he lines one over the third baseman's head out into left field, and he's 2 for 2. So he is working on an outstanding day here from Goodyear Ballpark. And the second time up for Jim Gledhill, who apparently has been harassed by a heckler out in left field. We'll try to get the rest of that story for you later. The pitch to Jim is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. He had an RBI single when he collaborated with Gonzalez on back-to-back 2-out RBI singles in the second. That was the 4-run inning for Fresno, and they lead it 5-1 here in the bottom of the third. He bunts one third base side and rolling foul. So 2 strikes on Jim, 46-year-old out of Clovis, California. His favorite baseball movie, Bull Durham. And his favorite player as a kid was the Penguin Ron Cey. 2-strike pitch. Just off the outside corner. A good eye, 1-2. Other tidbits about Jim. He enjoys music and boating. He's a software salesman. Loves turning the double plays and hitting the fungos. It's one of those small things about baseball, hitting fly balls or grounders with the fungo, that a lot of people don't appreciate. Here's a roller to shortstop, charging, throwing on the run, and he threw it away. Well, the defense continues to let down starting pitcher Don Knutson, and they are going to get a run here as Cherry comes in. Run number 6 for the Dodgers on an error by the shortstop, and now runners are at first and third with 1 out. The Dodgers looking to break this one wide open with Mike Kutzman. Mike had a 2-run double back in the second, and he loops it out of play foul. Hit just .242 this past season, but made the most of his 8 hits. He drove in 8 and scored 4. So he produced 12 runs in just 33 at-bats. Of course, he is the manager of the Fresno Dodgers, who had a team average, batting average of .370, and he lopes one out into right center field, and that's going to produce another run. Boy, a very good piece of hitting there, and good base running going first to third was Gledhill. And another run is in here in the 4th inning. A 2-run inning makes it a 7-1 ball game. So an RBI hit for Mike Kutzman. And the batter is Rodriguez. Here's a stolen base attempt, and the ball was dropped. Gets away from the shortstop and the second baseman, and another run is in. Well, that is exactly what happens as Jim scores. It is now 8-1, and that is exactly what happens when you are aggressive on the base paths, and not reckless, aggressive. You force the defense to make plays they are not necessarily always comfortable with. And I would say 75% of the time you're going to you can run yourselves into big innings. Of course, the flip side of that, you can take yourself out of a big inning. So now Joey Rodriguez looking for his first base hit. He's got a runner at second and 1 out. 3 runs have scored here in the 4th inning. And Fresno has broke it open to a tune of 8-1. I don't think Rodriguez really enjoyed that last call. The Dodgers with a 1-0 victory in their first game of the tournament over the Oregon Outlaws. 1-0, and then the REBL Twins 6-5. Here's a shot out in the center, and that's going to be a base hit. Here comes DeCamp, and he fumbles the ball, and another run is in. Mike Kutzman scoring on an RBI single by Joey Rodriguez. 9-1 Dodgers here in the 4th inning. Wow. Now the batter is Railton. And the first pitch inside, ball 1. A single, a run scored back into third. Bounced out first pitcher in the 1st inning. As we mentioned, Matt Railton, 28 RBIs led the team. His 22 runs scored led the team. And he hammers one out in the left field, but playable. And the catch is made for out number 2. Nice catch out in left.
Soy sauce.
Eric Smith out in left field. Chad looking for his first hit, and he takes low a ball. 32-year-old right-handed hitter, Chad Soares. Was second on the team this year with 15 RBIs, but he led the team in slugging, led the team in on-base average, and he just lines a single out in the left center field. So the hits continue to come. That's the first for Chad. 2 on with 2 out. And a 4-run top half of the first inning, and the courtesy runner is going to be Matt Railton. Wide shot, a beautiful Goodyear Ballpark. Ricky Torres inside ball 1. Jeff Lowry coming to you from the winter home of the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds. A pair of 4-run innings have highlighted a 9-1 lead for the Dodgers. Here's a line drive on a broken bat, inning over. 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits, and after 3.5 innings of play, Fresno has opened it up to the tune of 9-1. Well, the Philadelphia Stars, after giving up 4 more runs in the top of the 4th inning, have called a team meeting here. Ledman heading back out to left field after being called back by security because of the heckler down the left field line. So it's 9-1 in favor of the Fresno Dodgers here. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. First up, leadoff hitter Steve McDermott, and he takes a ball. He was hit by a pitch back in the first inning, came around to score, and was at the plate when Brett Mandel, courtesy running for Saul Ray, was thrown out at second base. It'll be McDermott, Ferguson, and DeCamp, the first 3 in the Stars lineup. Bottom of the 4th, Philadelphia batting, trailing 9-1. Outstanding leadoff hitter with good speed. Three balls, 1 strike on Steve McDermott with Baron Ferguson on deck. The pitch. And a called strike. He didn't like the call. He hammers one out into right center, but the center fielder drifts over and makes the catch. 1 down. A fine play out there by number 12. 1 out. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Baron Ferguson. Well, someone's upset that Kurt Cherry made that nice running catch. That might have been Steve McDermott's fan club over here. Al Ferguson, who flied to right, his only time up, and he takes an inside fastball, ball 1. We mentioned Ferguson, an outstanding hitter to have in that second place spot. He bounces one on 2 hops to the shortstop, who gets that Sunday hop and promptly throws him out at first. So a fine play by Matt Railton, one of the true leaders on this Fresno team. Quickly 2 down here in the 4th inning, and Baker DeCamp, the center fielder, digs in for the second time. In the air to deep right field. He got under it, and the catch is made, and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down. A fine inning there for Eloy Santos, who has now set down 4 in a row. And at the end of 4, 9-1 Fresno. You're watching the 24th annual MSBL World Series from Goodyear Ballpark. Well, Knutson comes out for inning number 5. He'll be facing 5, 6, and 7 in the Dodger lineup. Mercado, first pitch, ground ball down to Geis. And he easily disposes of Victor. 1 up, 1 down. Kurt Cherry has been quite busy as you get a look at the third baseman, Eric Geis. He walked and scored. He got hit by a pitch and scored. He made a nice running catch in center field, and he's first pitch swinging, foul ball third base. Challenging the hot corner of the Philadelphia Stars. Here's a shot, and a perfect day continues for Kirk Cherry at the plate. So a 1-out single will quite possibly start things up here for the Dodgers, and Brandon Rhodes. Rhodes takes the first pitch, inside corner, called strike, 0-1. One and one on Brandon Rhodes, a strikeout victim back in the second inning. 31-year-old out of Fresno, his favorite baseball movie, The Rookie. And Ken Griffey Jr., his all-time favorite baseball player as a kid, even though his favorite baseball team was the Oakland A's. And he loves playing our national pastime with his two sons. He's awfully proud of those two young men. Here's the pitch. And he is an inspector in an oil and gas industry. He loves the competition. He just loves hanging out with those two boys. He chops one, could be trouble up along the third base line. Geis cannot make a play, and the runner is safe. That's an infield hit. Good job. And now you got 2 on with 1 out. And here's Gonzalez, who has had a pair of singles and has produced a run. So Jose Gonzalez. Used to be a Jose Gonzalez in the major leagues. High and tight, ball 1, came up with the Texas Rangers. That's not this Jose Gonzalez. 2 on with 1 out. Here in the top of the 5th inning. 9-1 Fresno. 4 runs in the second, 1 in the third, 4 more in the fourth, and they're looking for more with runners at first and second and 1 out. And the count is even on Gonzalez, 1-1. And here's a rope down the third. Geis steps on the bag and fires a double play. 5-3 on a spectacular play to retire the side as we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Fresno denied for only the second time in 5 innings, but they lead at 9-1. Eric Geis to face the man who has set down 11 of the last 12 that he has faced, in Eloy Santos. After giving up, or actually hitting the leadoff hitter for the Philadelphia Stars back in the first inning, he has set down 11 of 12 and has been quite dominant. Jumps out in front of Eric 0-1, who popped up to the second baseman in the first inning. He chops one foul, and it's 0-2. Of course, Eric turned a fine defensive play to end the top half of the 5th inning. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Fresno leads at 9-1. The pitch. And he pops it up and again to the right side of the infield, but the first baseman will corral it, and that's out number 1. So Santino Flores at first base makes the first put out of the inning here in the bottom half of the 5th. Jim Ballion, the right fielder, who at least started the ball game in right field, will dig in here for the Philadelphia Stars. He grounded to third back in the second. He's 0 for 1. Getting some encouragement from his fellow teammates on the Philadelphia side. And now he's way ahead in the count, 30. 3-0. Well, let's see if Santos can battle all the way back. And a chopper down the third base line. Looks like a foul ball. The throw to first in time. He stayed on the bag, and it is a fair ball. 2 down. What a fine defensive play by Ricky Torres. I'll bring up the hard-hitting Chuck Lowell, the first baseman, lined to shortstop back in the second. And he hits a high fly ball out in the center field. Coming on is Cherry, and the inning is over. So a 1-2-3 inning. Second in a row by Eloy Santos as we look out at Bob Feller. He had a chance as the public address announcer here in 2009 of meeting Bob Feller. He's a war hero, distinguished medals, and he was the premier pitcher back in the 40s for the Cleveland Indians, and had a chance to talk to him at length one day, and just a wonderful man who unfortunately passed away a year ago. But he was in good health. He did not look like a man in his early 90s. So here's Jim to lead things off. Squares the bunt and takes a strike. Jim had a big RBI single back in the second, a two-out RBI single that was one of the keys of the inning. Led to a 4-run second, reached on an error in the fourth, and came around to score. Called strike. I think the home plate umpire is wanting to speed this game up a little bit, though not a bad-looking pitch by Don Knutson. Top of the sixth inning, Fresno 9, Philadelphia 1. Let's see what Jim can do here. Batting for the third time in this game, a .351 hitter on the regular season, and strike three called on a pitch that was probably a good 10 inches inside. So Jim caught looking, and now Mike Kuntzman, who has doubled in a couple of runs, he singled in a run. So 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs and a run scored. Top of the sixth inning, Fresno and Philadelphia. Mike's favorite player growing up was Steve Yeager. He bounces it to the right side. The second baseman's low throw is not in time, and that's another error. It's been a tough 5 innings plus for this Philadelphia defense. I'm not going to embellish how many errors they got, but they've got more than a couple, and now the batter added to the bottom of the lineup is going to be Eloy Santos. So Eloy batting for the first time. .323 hitter this year and 31 at-bats. 2-0 to him. 3-0 on the mound. Says he can't stop playing the game. He misses the game too much just to watch it on television. And he says he loves to pitch. There's a wave and a miss. He was actually out in front of that pitch. His hobbies and interests, coaching soccer and Babe Ruth baseball. He's a data systems tech at AT&T. 3 balls, 1 strike. Boy, Don Knutson really wanted that pitch. Runner at first base with 1 out. Ball 4. So now at first and second, and we go back to the top of the Dodger lineup, I believe Joey Rodriguez will bat. He had an RBI single in the 4th inning, and he's 1 for 3. So you're getting outstanding pitching for the 3rd night in a row for this Fresno Dodger team. And I'll tell you, folks, and some of you who have not played in this World Series, pitching and the amount of pitchers that you carry, and the Dodgers have 6 pitchers, and that sounds like a lot, but when you got 6 games in round-robin play in just 4 days, that's probably not enough. I mean, if you have intentions of going deep into the playoffs, which means you're going to be playing, you could be, if you make the championship, that's 9 games in 6 days. That is a lot of baseball. And I think for Mike Kuntzman to start this tournament out with what so far, I mean, this game games change in a heartbeat, but right now Santos has given you 5 quality innings so far, dominant innings really. And you got good pitching outings the first 2 days, so you get 3 consecutive days of good pitching, and you're definitely counting your lucky stars, no question about it. Here's a ground ball down to third. To the bag for 1, and a high throw. Gets away from the first baseman. The second error of the inning. So they'll be at second and third. And the batter is Matt Railton, the guy who drove in 28 runs this year in just 18 games. And he takes inside ball 1. Four errors here tonight by the Stars defense. One and one is the count on Matt Railton. Sora's on deck. Matt is 1 for 3. And a strike called on a good pitch. I don't know if that was a cutter. That might have been a cutter. High slider. Kind of hard to tell from this vantage point. We need to be a little lower to really accurately tell you which some of these pitches look, some of these curves and sliders look a lot alike, and the cutter and the slider are very similar in the plane and how they break away from the batter. Or the right-hander on a right-hander. See if Matt can come through here. He takes low for a ball, and now the count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runners at second and third. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Fresno leads it 9-1. You're watching the MSBL World Series on APN Sports. Jeff Lowry, the call of the game. And the 2-2. And that time you saw Knutson really putting a little extra behind that fastball. Let's see if he comes right back with the number 1 here. 2-2. Yeah, straight change, over the top even. Two out, 2 on. He thought he had that pitch, and it missed, and it's full. 3-2. So Rodriguez at second base. Santos at third. And here's the payoff pitch. Out of play to the right side. A good at bat, at least in terms of battling. A lot of announcers will say, well, a guy's this is a good at bat. And I always say, it's not a good at bat until he gets on base or does something productive. One thing Matt has done in this at bat is run up Knutson's pitch count. He bounces it to the third baseman, and Geis has it, and his throw in time. Boy, that was close. And the inning is over. As we head to the bottom of the 6th inning, it's still Fresno 9 and Philadelphia 1. And you're watching the 2011 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. Ian Downs will bat first. First time up for this 7B hitter in the lineup for the Philadelphia Stars. And ball 1. A wave and a miss. He chops one up the first base line. The left-hander will take it to the bag, and that is the first out of the inning. Steve McReady. Swing and a miss. And it's 0-1 on Steve McReady with Brad Mandel on deck. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and the Fresno Dodgers lead it 9-1. Santos is on some kind of run. He has set down 14 of 15. And here's a looper to the first baseman, and he drops the ball. That breaks that streak. That'll be an error on the first baseman. You got a runner at first and one out, and the batter is Brett Mandel, who was thrown out stealing courtesy running for Saul Ray back in the third inning. Bottom of the sixth. Stars batting, trailing 9-1. Santos is yet to yield a base hit in this ball game. Strike, quick throw down the first, and the runner is back. The pitch to Mandel. Laced down the right field line, and that is the first hit of the ball game for the Philadelphia Stars. So Brett Mandel breaks through against starting pitcher Eloy Santos. And now the batter is going to be, well, let's see, we got a new hitter up there, number 8. And this is Brett Binder. And Binder takes a strike. Still 9-1. Kids having a lot of fun up here on the concourse as this ball's popped up into shallow center field. The second baseman and could not make a play, but they get the fielder's choice at second base. Heads up play there by Mike Kutzman. That play will go 4-6 on the fielder's choice. They're on the corners with 2 men out, and Steve McDermott bounces the first pitch down to third. Torres up, throws, got him, inning over. So a good job by the defense and a good job by Eloy Santos working out of first and second. No out, 1 out, I should say, jam. And at the end of 6, it's still Dodgers 9, the Stars 1. Getting a wide shot of Goodyear Ballpark. As we mentioned, the winter home of the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds. Chad will lead things off, the third place hitter, and he'll take the first pitch, a strike. I think Don Knutson has pitched pretty well here today. I know he's given up 9 runs. I know winning the game is what matters, but I think, and just as I say that, he delivers probably the worst pitch I've seen all week. But I think all in all, he's pitched pretty well here. And I think if he hadn't had the 4 or 5 errors behind him, then I think it would have been a better fate for him, as he's now fallen behind 2 balls and 1 strikes on Chad Soares, who has struck out. He has popped up to the first baseman, and he has singled. And now is ahead in the count 3-1. We're in the top half of the 7th inning. Strike 3 and 2. Full count. Chad to lead things off here in the top half of the 7th inning. He'll be followed by Ricky Torres and Mercado. And here's a roller into left field, base hit. So he has had back-to-back base hits and back-to-back at-bats. And he will head over towards the dugout and will be lifted for a courtesy runner as Matt runs out. And here's Ricky Torres looking for his first hit. He is 0 for 2 with a walk. Well, the key innings in this one, the 4-run second for Fresno, when they got 3 consecutive 2-out RBI hits, Gonzalez, Gledman, and Kuntzman. Here's the pitch. Here's a ground ball to shortstop. They'll go second one. On to first, and a double play. 6-4-3 double play turned in by the Philadelphia Stars defense. And there's 2 down here in the top of the 7th inning. Outstanding job. McDermott starting it deep in the hole and getting it quickly over to his second baseman. And with 2 down, here is Vic Mercado. You know, and not to pick on the middle part of this lineup, but they haven't set the world on fire here today, and yet 9 runs for Fresno. Torres has yet to get a base hit, nor has Mercado. Even though Chad is 2 for 4, but neither one of his hits were really, I guess, relevant. That tells you how deep this Fresno Dodger lineup is. Here's a pop-up on the infield. The third baseman will take care of business, and the side is retired. We go to the 7th inning stretch. Goodyear Baseball Park in Goodyear, Arizona. 9-1 Fresno's on the APN Baseball Network. Baron Ferguson will start things off. He'll be followed by Baker DeCamp and Eric Geis. 2, 3, and 4 for the Philadelphia Stars. My name is Jeff Lowry with APN Sports. We're glad that you could join us here for this contest. And it has been all Fresno. It has been all Eloy Santos as he has went the first 6 innings. He's given up just 1 hit and 1 run. And that run turns out to be unearned because even though that runner was at third base, he would eventually score on a throwing error as the catcher was trying to pick him off down there at third base. As this ball is lifted in the air back into deep left center field, and the center fielder races over into the gap, and Kirk Cherry makes a running catch. Well, one of the best plays we've seen so far in this tournament through 4 days of play. Baker DeCamp will bat with 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And he rolls one to the right side where the second baseman fields, and Rhodes throws him out at first base. 2 down in the inning. So a couple of good plays back-to-back. Eric Geis will bat with 2 out here and nobody on in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Philadelphia Stars bat trailing 9-1. Here's a chopper to the shortstop. He fields on the big hop and fires quickly, and he got his man, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning on 3 good defensive plays in the inning by the Fresno Dodgers, making the plays when they have to. And at the end of 7, 9-1 Fresno on the MSBL World Series Baseball Network. Kirk Cherry will start things off. He had that fine running catch out there in center field, and he takes the first pitch, ball 1. It'll be Cherry, and then he'll be followed by Flores and Gonzalez. Fresno scored 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 more in the 4th inning, and they lead it 9-1. And this ball is hammered back into deep left field, down the line, and just foul. It's almost like Fenway Park here. You got a hidden corner here at Goodyear Baseball Park. 340 down the lines. That's a strike. 1-2. Boy, that looked awfully inside. When you see that catcher move the glove, 9 times out of 10, that ball's outside. Or inside, in this case, to Kirk Cherry, the pitch. Yeah, it's outside 2-2. Give some credit here. I mean, Don Knutson is a rude going performance here today. He is battled. He has thrown 3 consecutive scoreless innings and walks the leadoff hitter. That has been an occurrence that the Dodgers have had the leadoff hitter aboard in 5 of the 8 innings. And now the runner is going to head down to second. So that's a wild pitch or pass ball, call it what you will. Now Santino Flores taking low 2-0. Flores, we mentioned his favorite player, Ken Griffey Jr. as a kid. Bounces one on a nice backhanded play by the shortstop, who fires on to first to get the out. That is the first out of the inning. 6-3 as Kirk Cherry moves to third. So Steve McDermott continues to flash the good leather here. Good job by their first baseman. And here's a roller and a diving stop by the first baseman. He'll beat Gonzalez to the bag and get the out. So Chris Diener getting the job done down at first base, 2 down, as the run scores, and it is now 10-1 Fresno. And here's Jim again for the 4th time, a big 2-out RBI single, which gave Kunzman an opportunity to come up and drive in 2 with a double later. And that right now stands to be the game-winning RBI, even though it was all the way back in the 2nd inning. Philadelphia led it 1-0. Here's a smash, base hit. He went after a high pitch and lined it out into left field. So he has been on base 3 of the 4 times. A big smile on his face. We're chatting with his heckler, who has been nice enough to stop by here, and we're going to try to reunite these two after our post-game show, which will be following all the game action here on APN Sports. Well, here's Mike. Boy, he's had a great night. The 2-run double in the 2nd, the RBI single in the 4th inning, and he loops one to the shortstop, and the side is retired. We have played 7.5. Fresno now leads it 10-1. You're watching the 24th annual MSBL World Series, and Eloy Santos, who has pitched 7 innings of 1-run, 1-hit baseball, and that 1 run was unearned. Jim Ballion, Chuck Lowell, and DeWitt Brown, the first 3. Bouncing ball to the shortstop, bobbled momentarily, picked up, fires on the first, got him anyway. So Matt Railton sticking with that play, and that is 6 in a row now set down by Eloy Santos. He'll go to work on the power hitting Chuck Lowell, who's 0 for 2. He flied to center field back in the 5th inning. Eloy has set down 21 of the last 24 and has, I guess, set down 21 of 25 in the game. With 21 of 24, was on a pace to strike out a batter an inning there through 3, but has not struck out a batter since the end of the 3rd inning. So he is pitching to contact here, and with the solid defense, with Railton at shortstop and a couple of others out there, the center fielder, obviously, Kurt Cherry, it has paid off. It's been a good strategy. 2 strikes and another foul ball. 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, and a 10-1 ball game. Here's a bouncing ball cut off by the 3rd baseman, and his throw is perfect to first, 2 down. So Ricky Torres taking care of business. As you look at the shortstop, and now Torres heads back to his 3rd base position. And here's DeWitt Brown. Big swing and a miss by DeWitt Brown, who's in that 7A position, of their A being the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. A ball and a strike to the right-handed hitter, who bounced out 2nd to 1st back in the 2nd inning. Pivotal game in this 25 and over Woods Central Division. You look at the Dodgers, a victory today really puts them into the driver's seat of making the playoffs. But for the Stars, it forces them to maybe, and you say, well, you're 1-2, but you've got 3 games to go. Can you afford to go 3-3 and hope to get in the playoffs? The Stars, with a loss here today, they're almost forced to win their next 3 to make the playoffs. Here's a little looper out in the shallow center field, and only the 2nd base hit of the ball game. So a 2-out single by DeWitt Brown will keep it going for hard-hitting left-handed hitter Chris Diener. First pitch, roller to the first baseman, smothered under. He'll take it to the bag, and the inning is over. Fine play, Santino Flores. As we head to the top of the ninth inning, it's still 10-1 Fresno, looking for their third consecutive win to start the 2011 MSBL World Series. Santos, the starting pitcher. We'll start the top of the ninth inning. He was added to the bottom of the lineup back in the sixth inning, outside a ball. .323 hitter this year, produced 12 runs in 12 games. We mentioned a datum systems tech at AT&T. On a beautiful night for baseball in the MSBL World Series, day number 4 of this tournament. Here's a roller to the shortstop, a little worm killer, and the throw on by McDermott is in time for out number 1. Joey Rodriguez back to the top of the lineup. He has popped the third, grounded out to the pitcher, singled in a run in the fourth, reached on an error in the sixth. We have had 4 Stars errors that have led to quite a few unearned runs, and part of the big difference in this ball game. Joey Rodriguez. Sandlot is his favorite baseball movie. Andrew Jones, his favorite player growing up, but his favorite team is the Dodgers. Swing and a miss. Looked like maybe a slider. Pitching for the Philadelphia Stars, Saul Ray. Looking good out there. The thing about Saul that you like, seems like his delivery is pretty consistent. And that's what you want out of your pitchers. I was talking to former Major Leaguer Chuck Krim. He kind of reminds me of that same delivery of Chuck Krim, who had a pretty good Major League career. Pitched for the Milwaukee Brewers primarily. Line drive to short, a soft line drive, and we've seen a lot of broken bats. 2 down, and here's Matt. Matt 1 for 4 on the day with a run scored after singling in the third. But Saul is very consistent. He does a great job. And that deceives the hitter. I mean, if you can deliver a straight change or a curveball in the same flow and technique as you do a fastball, the advantage of deceiving a hitter is multiplied exponentially. That sounded pretty good, didn't it? Thank you. But it's true. I mean, if you watch a guy like Roger Clemens, I mean, every delivery looks the same. And I would say probably a majority of the major leaguers, that's the case. Look at the dugout down there. All smiles as they lead at 10-1 here in the ninth inning. Stay with us for our post-game show. We'll have sights and sounds and interviews with, well, looks like it's going to be the Fresno Dodgers unless Philadelphia can rally in the bottom of the ninth inning. They trail it 10-1. Saul goes into the line, and that one is out of play. Matt Railton really battling up there against a tough, hard-nosed pitcher like Saul Ray. And Jim looking on. Here's a ground ball down to third, but foul. New third baseman. DeWitt Brown is now playing third base. Took me a little while to find him. Ball 4. So a 2-out walk keeps it going for Chad here for the Dodgers. Chad has singled in each of his last 2 at-bats. after striking out and popping up to first base in the first and third innings. He's 2 for 4. And a strike, it's 0-1. Top of the ninth inning, the Fresno Dodgers, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 4 more in the fourth, and a single run in the eighth inning. Sol Ray in there, the right-hander. A little upset with himself after inducing a 2-out walk. High fly ball in the shallow left field. McDermott gives way to his left fielder, and the inning is over. Bottom of the ninth coming up. The Stars need 9 to tie. They trail it 10-1. It's the 24th annual MSBL World Series on APN Sports. You get a look at the defense of the Fresno Dodgers, looking to go 3-0. And what a great way to start off the 2011 World Series. Torres has made some fine plays. So too is their shortstop, Matt Railton, their team's top run producer this year. Looks like Jim's going in to play some second base. He loves turning those double plays. And over at first base, once again, another inning for Santino Flores out of Fowler, California. And going for the complete game is Eloy Santos, who is throwing a 2-hitter. He's given up 1 run, but it was unearned. So the Stars will send up here Eric Sims, first batter of the inning, and he takes a strike. It's 1-1. Eloy has done a great job here. 3 strikeouts. He's hit a batter. Hasn't walked anyone yet. And here's a smash left there. Well, not really a smash, but it's a base hit. So a leadoff single for the Philadelphia Stars. And here is, well, Matt Giunta is going to be lifted for another hitter. And this is the guy who started the game in left field, Eric Smith. So a runner at first, nobody out. We're in the bottom of the ninth inning. Fresno with a 10-1 lead. And here's a drive out in the center field, but Cherry is under it, backpedals, and makes a two-handed grab for out number 1. Well, are we going back to the top of this Philadelphia Stars lineup with Steve McDermott? We are. And one of the keys, obviously, here tonight, you got to stop this Philadelphia offense. You got to keep this guy off the base paths. Now, he got hit by a pitch in the first, came around the score, stole a base, moved to second on a fly ball out into right field, and then scored on the errant throw by the catcher of the Dodgers. And that's been it. A fly out to center. He's grounded to third. This is only his 4th at bat, and here we are, 1 out in the bottom of the 9th inning. Stay with us. We'll have post-game interviews with the Fresno Dodgers, barring a Philadelphia comeback. On a beautiful night for our national pastime here at Goodyear Ballpark. Well, somebody, I think that's a Philadelphia fan back there because they are really upset over the deficit here. Fly ball to right field and playable for Jose Gonzalez, 2 down. Jose made that catch look easy. There's 2 down in the inning. And the last hope is Barron Ferguson. Ferguson looking for his first hit. He sent a long soaring drive out into left center field his last time up as the count goes 1-0. Only to see Kurt Cherry run it down. High pop-up behind home plate, and the catcher is there. Oh, he drops the ball. It's getting late. Joey Rodriguez unable to corral it. So we'll play for another pitch at least. And 2 strikes on Barron Ferguson. Baker DeCamp is on deck. Santos looks in for the sign. He delivers the 2-strike pitch, and it's hit in the air in the center field base hit. So a couple of hits. Now it's a 4-hitter for Eloy Santos, 2 on. And Baker DeCamp, the center fielder, is 0 for 3. What a job Santos has done on the first 4 hitters. Strike is called. Boy, the first 6 hitters have mustered 1 hit, a hit batsman, and the only run of the game by the Stars. Swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Like 1 for 17, the first 6 guys in the lineup. One for 19 with a hit batsman and a single. Out of play. No, that's a fair ball down the left field line. I thought that ball was slicing a little more, and now a run is in. And it is 10-2 on an RBI hit by Baker DeCamp. So the Stars not ready to give up quite yet, and now cleanup hitter Eric Geis, who is 0 for 3. The first 6 batters in the Stars lineup a combined 2 for 20. But they produced the only 2 runs of the ball game. Geis didn't like the call. A look at Eloy Santos. Out of play to the right side, and now a chance to end it on a strikeout. 2 strikes on the third baseman, Eric Geis, as he digs in against the right-hander, Eloy Santos. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and it's chopped towards the shortstop. He's got it. He throws on to first, and the Dodgers are 3-0. Final score from the ballpark, 10-2 in favor of Fresno. They go to 3-0. Philadelphia drops to 1-2. And we'll be back with more from Goodyear Ballpark in just a moment. The winning pitcher, Eloy Santos, his first win of the 2011 MSBL World Series, and Don Knutson will suffer the loss. Again, stay with us for our post-game show coming up next on the Arizona Baseball Network and APN Sports. Congratulations to the Dodgers with a 10-2 victory, running their record to 3-0 here in the early stages of round-robin play. And at this time, let's send it down to the field, and we got some post-game sound bites.
Well, we come a long way, to have fun, and I had a lot of help back there. Great defense. I mean, this victory is all of us. They did a lot of work, and a lot of grounders, and they picked me up, and we had a good game. We had fun.
It's very fun and interesting. We haven't had too many practices together. About 5 of us only showed up, but we're playing as a good team right now, and things are going well. And I've seen the ball very good right now. So.
What do you think your chances are to maybe play for a title this year?
Looks pretty promising. We're looking very good, and things are going very well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Joey, congratulations on a big victory. You guys are 3-0. Your comments after an overwhelming victory?
It was a big win. Got a lot of hits, a lot of guys getting in and getting some base hits, so it was real fun. Breakout game for us. This is the most runs we scored all tournament, so very happy.
You have any final thoughts before we wrap things up here?
I just hope we can continue on this this roll we're going on. 3-0, so hopefully we can get it done.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a big victory. 3-0 to start this thing. Obviously, that puts you guys in the driver's seat.
Yeah, couldn't ask for a better start. 3 great pitching performances to start us off. Just couldn't ask for a better start. We're having fun. It's a good group of guys.
Well, it looks like, of course, this is the first game I've seen, but your strength is the defense. You got great pitching tonight. What do you think it's going to take now to get over the hump and maybe vie for a championship?
Well, you hit it on the head. We pitching and defense have been our strength so far in the tournament. We've gotten some timely hits. Probably what it's going to take though is get the bats rolling even more consistently and keep playing the good defense and backing up that solid pitching.
All right. Well, we wish you the best of luck and thanks for having us out here.
Thank you very much.
All right.
All right, Ricky Torres, third baseman, Fresno Dodgers. I just want to say that we got a good group of guys this year. Obviously, 3-0 start. Couldn't ask for anything more than that. Appreciate coming out with these guys. We always have a good time. We got a good, strong team, and hopefully we give a good finish towards the end. And thanks for the time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Thank you.
All right, Jeff, you put me on here real quick. Come on, man, get in there.
Your comments after a big victory here tonight and you're 3-0.
I'm just happy to be alive. I'm the old man on this crew. We're the Dirty Dozen. They let some old man out here. I think they tried to trick me into going to a golf tournament today, but I showed up at the ballpark and having the time of my life. So hope to come back. Hope we have a great weekend and a great group of guys. So we'll keep it alive.
All righty. Thank you.
Hey, somebody help with the helmet, please.
The shortstop, a big part of tonight's victory. It's got to be a big thrill to be 3-0.
Yes, first I'd like to thank God and then give a shout out to all my homies in Compton. Team victory tonight, and I feel great, feel good. Team win, we're all feeling good going to the playoffs. I expect big things from this club.
And you take a lot of pride in your defense. What do you do to maintain your outstanding glove work out there?
I don't know, just kind of see the ball, field it, throw it, little stuff like that. Nothing big.
Yeah, all right. Thank you very much.
Hi, Brian here at the Goodyear Ballpark with Jim Gledhill, the Clovis Dodgers. You struggled a bit tonight, Jim. Had a heckler out in left field. What do you think?
Well, I just want to correct you, Brian. Actually, I got 2 base hits tonight. I didn't really struggle.
Oh, excuse me.
I know you had a bad day.
Well, he was late.
Yeah.
Tell us about the heckler out in left field.
Well, I had him ejected. He appeared to be inebriated. He was obnoxious, using foul language around children, and I think he's been banned for the ballpark for 5 years, and serves him right.
So what's the schedule for tomorrow?
By the way, he was 6'2", graying hair, receding hairline. On the lookout, striped shirt.
Perfect.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
So what about tomorrow? What time's the game?
Tomorrow's a new day. We're 3-0. We got a doubleheader at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. If we can win one of those 2 games, we're in the playoffs. That's our goal.
Good luck to you.
Thank you, Brian.
Welcome to Arizona.
Good luck to you in your career.
Back to you, Jeff.
Thanks, Jeff.